millennials. That's a word you hear very often these days. They're young, they're successful, and they're the future. And according to Maruti Suzuki, this is the car that the millennials will like. Ignis, a small, compact, SUV-like hatchback. It's offered with vibrant colors, funky styling, and a lot of personalizations, which is what, according to Maruti, is the millennial generation is looking for. We're in Chennai today, driving the Ignis to see if this is what the future generation will like and how it performs on the road.
If you look at Maruti's rather immense product lineup, you do notice one thing, that the one segment, rather the one age group that they haven't really targeted in many years are the young upcoming professionals, college girls just into their first job, as they term them, millennials. And you can see that the Ignis is a product in which they've paid a lot of focus on who their target customer is. So you get very funky looks on the outside. Inside, it's a completely new design for a Maruti Suzuki. This is something that they haven't done in the past. You get a floating dashboard. In this version, we have an inbuilt audio system. In the upper versions, in the top of the line versions, you get a touchscreen system with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay built in. You get a rather sporty dial lineup here. You've got, again, this version has the basic air conditioning controls, but the top of the line model again has the climate control with toggle switches. So there's a lot of style factor built into the car. At the same time, as you can see, the blue highlights here and on the door handles, Maruti's been focusing a lot on personalization, which I think will be an important factor, especially for the younger customers. They like to personalize things, they like to style things their own way. For most of us, and not just the younger generation, for most of us, a car is also a statement of who we are. And I think personalization helps in that in a long way. So you get unique roof claddings and interior trims and lots of options that you can modify or implement onto your car to give it your own personal statement. Engines wise, you get the 1.3 diesel, the 1.2 petrol. What's unique in this segment, or rather in the Ignis for the segment, is that it offers an automatic, the AMT technology, what Maruti calls AGS, in both the petrol and the diesel model. So I think it'll be a good runabout for city driving, for urban driving. We have a lot of traffic, and I think that way the automatic transmission helps. The petrol actually feels faster. We haven't tested it on the track or with figures, but seat of the pants feel, the petrol feels faster. It's a good engine, it revs well, makes a really nice intake sound. For me, the petrol is far more fun to drive. The diesel is also quite impressive, very tractable, quite quick, but I think it's the gearing, or maybe they were tuning it more for fuel efficiency. Petrol is more the driver's choice in this car. Works quite well both in urban and on highway conditions. I think what's impressive about the car, other than the personalization and the design, is that the space management is very good. So you can see I have a lot of headroom, there's enough leg room. In fact, I'm not 6 feet tall, but we tried, and you can easily fit 2 6-footers, one behind the other without a problem, which is impressive for a car that's only 3.7 meters in length. Interestingly, like the Brezza, it's been designed well, so the A-pillar doesn't really come into your vision when you're turning, which is a good design touch, shows the depth of engineering behind the car. Also, on the safety front, it has 2 airbags in ABS standard across all models, so that's a very positive development. Overall, I think there are a couple of gripes. The AMT is still not the best transmission, not my choice, because the upshifts are a little slow and you have to feather the throttle a little bit. So there is some room for improvement, but I think for urban driving it serves the purpose quite well, especially for the price that it's at. Second, I think, again, the price comes into the factor. I think the diesel, especially the Ignis, is overpriced, especially when you sit inside, you look at the quality, because some of the plastics here, I think they can definitely be improved. Maruti could have done a better job, but given its features, such as the LED projector headlamps, which are a segment first. In fact, the only other car I can think of that has LED headlamps is thrice the price of, or 4 times the price of what the Ignis costs. So I think what Maruti is trying to do here is offer a style statement which works for the car. The personalization works for the car. I think that will be a big USP along with the style. The diesel is a bit overpriced, but given the package, given the amount of features it offers, I think the Ignis is a pretty solid car. You know, when we look at the Ignis overall, what works for the car is that the styling is very funky. There's personalization, so that will work for customers. This is the entry-level NEXA car now, so I think it will bring big volumes to the NEXA showrooms. I don't think there'll be huge demand for the diesel because, in my opinion, it's overpriced. But the petrol engine is nice to drive. It's a nice little car, well managed, good space, and given the number of features it has, I think it will make a good runabout for the millennials.